Well, welcome back to the Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. You are looking at some planed pine boards that I've graded. Now, technically you don't have to grade boards, but I'm grading boards for use in molding and whatnot. And so I'm planing this stack of lumber. I've already gone through several lifts already. Just working at it this weekend, hopefully tomorrow on Saturday, get a bunch of that done. But what I've done is I've ran this through the planer. I've also turned anything 6 inches and under, like I did all of my 2x4s and my 2x6 over there. I've actually turned them on their edge and run them through in stacks of 4, 5, or 6 or more and planed their edges. So I've got some really nice clear pine here, mostly clear pine. I mean, there's a few knots here and there on the ends that I can cut off. But I'm trying to get an kind of an accounting, or find a number how many board feet I have to do baseboards inside. I have a lot of poplar, as you know, down there, that far stack down there by the road. I have a lot of poplar for the cabinets and some of the interior molding as well. But I'm going to try to, out of between the 12-foot stock and the 16-foot stock over there, which I'll be running through next, my plan is to calculate and get as much of that set aside, dipped and set aside and stickered, so when I need that down the road in the future. And then anything else that I find is, you know, too knotty or has issues, I'm stacking it in a separate pile. Now, the reason I'm doing that, obviously, is to get a count on how much out of these two stacks, that big stack there and that stack over there, how much lumber do I have that I can use for perhaps putting down a floor. I got looking at the price of the Advantech and some of the 3/4 inch plywood and OSB, treated OSB that they use for floors, subfloor, and it's getting pretty pricey. I mean, it's well over $40 a sheet. And so you take the first floor is 28 by well, just to square it off, 28 by 40 plus the bump out. So you can easily use, you know, somewhere around 40 to 45 sheets. So you can quickly spend $2 grand just getting the floor sheathed in. And I've got 2 floors plus an attic plus a bonus room. Now I have all the other material, like all the framing material, obviously, to do it. But I'm just trying to figure out if I can, you know, board up the floor, a couple of those floors, and put down a 5/16 or 3/8 or even a 1/4 inch over it. I did that in the building, my upper building up there, or the upper floor of the shed. Seemed to work nicely. You end up with a floor that's well over an inch thick, you know, so you've got the extra strength. The only issue is, obviously, you've got the potentiality to have squeaks down the road, but I mean, that's the way we built houses for years prior to using OSB board and plywood. And so yeah, if I can calculate and find I have enough to do a floor, then I'll do it. And like I said, save that money, save $2 grand. And I mean, obviously it's going to cost me something for the top plywood, but it's a fraction of what the 3/4 is. It's about half the price. So save $1,000. $1,000 puts in 2 or 3 windows or 4 windows, depending on what windows you're putting in. So anyway, that's what I'm doing here tonight. I was just out here doing some grading, and I'm getting ready to run through another stack through my planer before it gets too dark. Also wanted to give an update on where I am as far as with the basement. As you can see, I've got all the trees out now. I moved yesterday. I came in, removed all of the old skids, my loading dock that was here, removed all of that, got rid of that debris, took the tractor and kind of leveled it out a bit. There's a few stumps in here that the excavator is going to have to take out. But update on that is spoke to the surveyor last night before I came out to the property. They finally got everything signed off by the septic guy in the sense of the changing of the plat plan. The survey has now got it, they've got it into one lot instead of four. That has been, as far as I know now, registered with the county clerk. So I'm hoping next week to start pulling some permits. And I'm hoping because the septic guy, he's the first one we have to pull, because he's already signed off on our new plan, where the house is setting and whatnot, that this will go fairly quickly. The building permit, electrical permit, in order to get, to bring in hydro, or sorry, what we called hydro, but our electrical, remember originally the plan was up there on that side hill to put in a pole, and then down here in the valley to put a temporary. So that's still out there of what we need to do, and so those are really the next three things: septic permit, building permit, and then pulling my electrical so I can get some temporary power so I'm not using my generator all the time. So I'm hoping in the next week for some of this to start coming together. As soon as I get those permits in hand, I'm going to lay out the basement, line it off, and start getting quotes to come in and have the basement dug. Even if we dig the hole, get the footings in, at least I'm going on it, and hopefully we'll get something, get some blocks up before it gets too cold. So anyway, just wanted to give you an update of where we were and what was going on. I know some of you have been commenting and hoping that all the permitting goes well. I'm not there yet, but I'm one step closer. So as always, I appreciate you joining me. Short update, but I am making progress. Every day I come out, the days are getting shorter, but I am doing stuff, and I'm trying to stay busy and getting stuff organized here. So anyway, as always, if you would, please like and subscribe, and until the next time, you have a great day.